Many people today are becoming vegetarian due to the life-threatening things that we put into our meat. So what exactly is being given to animals that are being fed to us? In the documentary that I watched, I learned exactly what the trouble with antibiotics really is. 30 million pounds of antibiotics are being used to feed animals on farms. More than 20,000 people are dying from this, and 2 million people are getting sick by it. Infections are being followed by the overuse of antibiotics, creating bugs that we can't kill. Most antibiotics aren't even used on humans, but are being used on farms to feed animals. Throughout the process, this was a very sensitive subject for farms, and the scientists that did the research on the farms could not release any names. What they found out was very crazy. As scientists did research on the farms, it said 70% of the antibiotics being sold in the U.S. actually go to farms. A good question would be, is the use of antibiotics on farms contributing to the antibiotic resistance that threatens human health? Research in Arizona states that the urinary tract infections are increasingly resistant to antibiotics. This strikes 8 million Americans a year and struggles to treat them. The bacteria can go into the bloodstream of a healthy patient, which requires immediate hospitalization. Where does this organism come from? In another research, a team took samples of chicken, pork, and turkey to see if resistant bacteria from farms are appearing from the meat we eat. Food can serve as a source of E. coli and even UTI. This study focuses on antibiotic-resistant bacteria that can actually be on meat. This can cause very dangerous infections in our body. Producing 9 billion animals that supply the food that we eat and using antibiotics in food animal production or creating drug-resistant infections in humans. For example, antibiotic-resistant bladder infection with E. coli could try to be treated then fail. It could go into the kidney, and once it appears in the kidney, it could have access to the bloodstream. And this causes sepsis and can kill 40,000 Americans a year. Can E. coli be grown on meat? It can take years to see if this is possible. Even though antibiotics could be trouble with meat, there are also some benefits. Giving animals on farms antibiotics seems to fix the problem of them getting sick and promoted growth. Terramycin was given to them, and with the help of the antibiotic, the meat was tripled in the U.S. over the last 50 years. The Swamp Report is a study that showed antibiotics shouldn't be allowed for animals. And the reason why antibiotics was given to animals is so they could grow faster because of the consequences. Economically, this was a good start for like a short term, but long term it was not. Antibiotic resistance was a real problem and is still a question that should be answered today. The direct pathway of the drug with animals and humans eating meat is getting resistant infection, which is MRSA, and that is an antibiotic resistance bacteria, and it requires deadly skin infection and travels from pig farms to people. To sum things up, meat may not be a good source of food for humans. There are many life-threatening infections that can go within our body because of antibiotics being given to animals. Thank you.